Now I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I was very underwhelmed watching that trailer. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was amazing visually, but not much was given in the trailer, and then the gameplay after didn't really show much either. So I was kind of like, okay, what are we really going to get here? What's going to happen? What information are they going to release? I was on edge because it looked insane. I wanted it to play insane. And Forza Horizon 3 was a very good game in terms of quality. There was structure, but it felt empty, sort of like it was missing something. Now, I am very happy to say, and I'm very relieved to say that I think that Forza Horizon 4 might be the best Horizon we've had since 1. And the reason I'm saying that is because the information I'm about to read to you was said by Ralph Fulton himself in an IGN article, and I've kind of taken some things from the article they put out themselves on the Forza Motorsport website, or the Forza website, and I am very excited now. I'm genuinely hyped about this, and I don't want to use that word, but I have to, because this is genuinely very big news. It's a big deal. So I'm going to start with the big glaring thing for me, and that is the fact that there are no more driver tars, and the game is now a big, huge 72-man server, where unless you are in the group with your friends, or your friends, or you know the people, or you invite them to an event or something, which I'm going to talk about shortly, they're ghosted, so they can't crash into you. All they can really do is drive around with you and see you. This is insane, because Forza has kind of felt a bit weird in terms of online. Every time you go online on Forza, people are always grouped up in one place, and it just feels a bit empty online. And this 72-man server will definitely change that. How this is going to work, I'm not entirely sure yet, but the information given is that there will be a 72-man server where you can't be grieved because people are ghosted unless you're friends with them. You'll be able to go into photo mode. You'll even be able to rewind, which is insane. I really am curious to see how that works, but you can rewind, go into photo mode, so I imagine you can go into video mode as well, or maybe not. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but that's a huge thing. So creators and people who want to make videos on Forza will be able to do that, because there will be a photo mode online. And it seems like this game is very focused on being an online game. But what I'm really happy about is that they're not going the online only route, and you can still pause, you can still back out seamlessly into single player, and the game will move and the world will move as you move, and nothing will stop. You won't lose any progress or anything like that. They've also added a chat system, so you can basically chat online, which I think is a cool thing. Things like that have never really interested me, but sometimes you actually want to communicate with strangers online, or you know, because I find that when you cruise around on an online world racer, you do come across some friendly people. Sometimes you come across some arseholes, but for the most time I think it's friendly. And Forza, I've never really met any grievers, to be fair, so you can chat to people now, make friends, I guess. Now, one thing that glares for me as well, a huge thing, is Forzathon Live, which will give you hourly prizes. So another thing I think Forza kind of lacked on was things to do. I know there was Forzathon, which was cool up to a point, but now they're adding something called Forzathon Live, which gives you stuff hourly. So you can jump into a Forzathon Live event with 6 other people and earn things. So you have to do certain challenges, and you've got a certain time to do them, and you and your friends all get awarded the exact same thing once you achieve it. So it sort of like the Burnout free burn challenges, and Forza actually did do this once upon a time on Forza Horizon 1, where you could do challenges with friends where you had to drive a certain amount of miles, or you had to hit a jump all at the same speed and stuff. So they have kind of brought that back from the first Forza, which is really cool. It's going to give people things to do, and even though Forza kind of didn't really need things to do, they are injecting more things to do. And the maddest thing is, I'm not even done yet. I did say in my prediction video, and a video I made a couple of weeks ago on what I wanted to see from Forza Horizon 4, that I kind of wanted a bit of dialogue and a bit of story. Now, I'm gonna stick with that. I would have liked to see a bit of dialogue and a bit of story and a bit of grittiness, but I did kind of counter that by saying I don't ever expect Forza Horizon to go down that route. But what they are doing is really interesting, and I'm really interested to see if this actually holds up, and it's called Horizon Life. So instead of all of the challenges and events kind of being at the Forza Horizon hub, so the festival hub, people are going to be spread around the map. So characters are going to be spread all around the map. You're going to be able to drive to them, get certain tasks from them, and then kind of do the tasks. So that mode sounds really enjoyable. And as I'm sitting back and kind of thinking about the whole Horizon series, it's been a while since we've actually gotten something with so much new content, so many new features that I am genuinely kind of interested, borderline excited for. Another insane feature is the fact that we can make races now. We can actually make routes. So we have a race editor. That is insane. That's nuts. I've wanted that for so long, and I'm genuinely happy that they've added this in. That's going to add another layer of stuff to do. I know I'm kind of speaking a bit early, but if Forza follows suit and it follows what it did last year, it's only going to be an amazing game, because the last game was good. They just needed more things. It was lacking that oomph. Even the visually, I've been watching content that IGN put out in 4K. The game looked so vivid and there's so much color, which I thought the last game kind of lacked as well. The color palette was a bit bland. This time around, that is insane. The seasons thing, which I haven't mentioned because that's kind of like my least favorite thing about what they've shown, but I'm going to mention it anyway. The seasons thing is quite nuts. You know, they've got summer, spring, autumn, winter, and they all look drastically different and change the map, and they've claimed that it changes the physics too. So I'm wondering how that's going to work in the game itself. Is that going to be like, is it going to change season every hour? How can we kind of work with the seasons? Because I wouldn't really want the seasons to change constantly, because I think it would be a bit awkward if you want to, you know, just drive around and it just changes all the time. And so I'm interested to see how that works. But all in all, I'm very impressed with what we've seen. And guess what? I am not even done yet. Another crazy feature is the fact that we can have houses and there is avatar customization. Now, this is Test Drive Unlimited stuff. This is stuff that I am very fond of, because I always think the little things that they do really add on to content. They add on to playtime, they add on to memories. The fact that we can now customize our own avatar and have our own home or property is absolutely nuts. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I think the properties aren't actually like homes, like a traditional house. I think they're like different vistas. So if you imagine the Horizon festivals in the last games where you would go into the garage and it would kind of show you around as your car's in there, and you can, you know, customize and go onto the auction house, livery edit or whatever. I imagine that it's just like that, but different places around the map. So you can, so basically like garages, but they're just calling them properties. And another fucking insane thing is the fact that we can now buy businesses, which gives us more missions and things to do. So if you want to be a taxi driver, you can purchase a taxi firm, drive around in the fucking black cab and earn from it. Now, what the fuck is going on with all this goddamn content? I was not expecting it. And I'm really surprised they didn't say all of this at the E3 conference itself. They didn't say any of this. This is after in an interview with IGN, and I wasn't expecting this. So my hype wasn't really there. I wasn't really feeling it. Now, I got extremely hyped over Devil May Cry 5 though, bitch. And I got extremely hyped over every fucking other game. Xbox really killed it this year, but Forza didn't get me because I didn't see any of this stuff that they're now announcing. And finally, the car list is chunky as it usually is. I don't really see a lot of new additions, which kind of like, I don't really know how I feel about that, because Forza's car list in the last game was ridiculous anyway. There was a stupid amount of cars. What I'm really kind of hoping for is a bit more customization, but because they haven't mentioned anything about customization, I can't imagine it's going to be that different to the last one. There were quite a few new body kits added to Forza Motorsport 7, so I imagine they will show in Forza Horizon 4. And there is also something called new drift suspension, and there are the way they word it is they say, with all the customization options Forza players love, like the new drift suspension upgrade. So does this mean there's more, or is that it? Either way, drift suspension, I want to know what that fucking means. Does that mean I can now change the offset of my fucking wheels playground games? Does that mean I can now change the offset of my wheels? Because if that does, I will be over the moon. And I'm going to stop rambling now, because that was an insane conference from Xbox and Microsoft. They really fucked it up, genuinely, and in a good way, not in a bad way. They fucked that shit up. They took W's left, right and center, and I am now happy and very ready for Forza Horizon 4. Now, I really hope this doesn't backfire on me and they turn out to have none of these features, but I don't really think I'm overhyping at this point, because they've announced all of these features and that means they're in the game, and we've seen gameplay. We know what Forza plays like. They don't make bad games, so inherently this is gonna be goddamn good. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you let me know in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going. Are you hyped? Are you not? Talk about it. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you in the next one.